Our first inductee in the coaches category is Kathy Gillen Melville of Eagan. At an early age, Gillen Melville discovered quickly what it takes in part to survive in athletics.
I grew up in North Minneapolis. I went to what was then Henry High School. I had 2 older brothers and a younger sister. And those days, we just went out and played. We left at morning, Mom packed us a lunch, we would be back for dinner, and that's our lives. There was not organized sports and stuff like that. So I did all of the sports. I did everything. You name it, I did it. And I usually played with my 2 older brothers who taught me early that there's no crying in sports.
Through athletics, Gillen Melville not only survived, but she thrived on the competition and the preparation required to achieve success. She was Patrick Henry's Athena Award winner in 1982 as a testament to her athletic success in high school. While she competed in numerous athletic events, one in particular consumed her and stole her heart. That passion paved the way into her professional life.
I fell in love with volleyball. I didn't start playing volleyball until 10th grade, and I fell in love with that. And I knew in 10th grade I wanted to be a teacher, and by the time I was a senior in high school, I knew I wanted to coach volleyball. So my path is not very normal. A lot of students don't know where they want to go. I knew way back then. I remember in 10th grade, I remember helping all my friends with math. That's when I knew I wanted to be a math teacher, because nobody understood geometry back then. The coaching part, I knew I wanted to coach volleyball, but I don't know exactly what moment that came. I wasn't good enough to play Division I volleyball, and I wanted to go to the University of Minnesota. My dad and I used to go to games at the University of Minnesota, so I grew up being a Gopher fan. And I was never going to make that team. I wasn't good enough to do that, so I just jumped into actually coaching while I was still in college.
Early in her teaching and coaching career, she had the opportunity to be a part of the opening of Eagan High School in 1989. It meant starting from scratch, from creating a math classroom culture, building a volleyball program, and establishing connections with a new and vibrant community.
I absolutely adore Eagan High School. I could have retired before I did, but I love the people here, I love the administration, I love the kids. I opened the building back in 1989. This is kind of like my second home. So I always come in here and I feel like I'm at home. It was different. It was 9th grade only. The high school hadn't been built yet, so we were 9th grade only on the middle school side. They didn't have a lot of role models that were older, so there was a lot of classroom management things we had to work on as teachers. And I was a new teacher. But you know what the thing is, I still remember those kids' names vividly, where, like from 3 years ago, I might not remember some of those kids' names, but those kids from 1989, I still remember a lot of those kids' names and who they were.
In the classroom, she relished the victories of students.
I just love when kids get that aha moment. In math, that's kind of what you see happening. All of a sudden, they understand exactly what you're trying to teach them and stuff like that. So from day one to day end, that was always my goal, was just to have them get that aha moment and fall in love with math.
On the volleyball court, she embraced the relationships with student athletes and being a transformational coach that taught lessons and guided them in a positive way.
One of our best players that came through early was Carrie Gangle. In the last 5 years, we meet up and watch volleyball together and stuff like that. So I still have a connection with her and see her. And the relationships, even with players from way back then, that still stand today, are just priceless.
A winning culture was soon established. Gillen Melville led the Wildcats to 7 big school state championships, 5 runner-up finishes, 2 fourth-place finishes, and 2 consolation final victories. For a math person who you would think is consumed by numbers, ask her someday what her career record is.
You just don't realize that. And until I talked to Sandy, our athletic director, about, records, I didn't even know my records. I never kept track of wins and losses. But I can remember a lot of losses that you sit and toil with, what should I have done differently and things like that. Those things just never go away. But I think that's what makes you a better coach sometimes too, is when you reflect on those and figure out what should I have done differently.
As a best friend and the former activities director at Eagan High School, Sandy Setter Larson had a front row seat for Gillen Melville's incredible run of volleyball dominance.
Kathy's had some great athletes in her program, right? But what she is extraordinary at is maximizing the skill of her student athletes. Her stars, she maximizes them very well, but also those that aren't the stars, she really maximizes as well and gets the most out of them. And the way that she does that, that's so unique, is she can take very complex things and make them understandable. She simplifies things so that kids can understand them and implement them so they can execute. And I don't know that every coach does that as well as Kathy does. I think that's a lot of her success. So if you want a master class in coaching, you should go watch her practice. Everything has intention, every drill has a purpose, and every adjustment is explained with clarity. And that's pretty amazing to watch.
Gillen Melville is extremely grateful of the support on the home front.
My husband, Corey, I mean, there is not enough words to say how thankful I am for him. You know, we had twins. He helped me raise those two kids side by side. It was not mom and then dad. He would come to the game with two carriers and then go home, you know, when it's time to take them home and stuff. So he was always my biggest fan. And then as the kids grew up, he was their biggest fan. And grandparents that helped with raising kids. You know, my proudest thing in the whole world are my kids and my family. And, you know, without Corey's help and grandparents' help, that would never have been turned out as good as it did.